Be advised, all units be advised. We got a barricaded subject situation. Gun! Gun, gun, gun! Back up, back up, back up, back up, gun. He's got a gun, he's held in here. Send me additionals right now. Send me additionals. I'm just at the exit of Braddock Tunnel. Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. It is 5:10 p.m. January 29th, 2021. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We're going to get into some 5M roleplay once again. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. We're going to be playing some co-op once again. You got a good few people on the server, 22. And I believe it's Saturday, right? Let me check my phone. It's Sunday. So Austin should have been on yesterday, which means he could have had a chance to respond to my emails. Now, when I was thinking about the Lucille McDougan case, there's one thing we didn't do, which was have a hearing. Which we don't really do anymore, which we probably should have done. If I just look at the system real quick, it says an immediate hearing to justify possible suspension or termination is triggered. Brought to the hearing, allowed their sides of events. Yeah, it's like a whole thing that I did not do. So we'll see. Hopefully he's on now so we can have a conversation. What the? Okay, that's new. Let's go ahead and join the radio channel.
Occupied.
Jesus. Oh,
I'm holding the vehicle. I've got cover. I've got one down.
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus. Fuck's sakes. Okay. Something's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm clear. Dispatch is on. Motherfucker. There we go. Where are we, guys? Why is my eye hurting?
What's your guys' status?
We're en route. We're like, I'd say halfway.
Received. I'm not gonna push on this car until you guys are here. I don't know if there's any other occupants in.
I was at the store. There was no other occupants in the vehicle. He was alone.
10-4. I'll still wait for you guys.
Answer the signal. You need additionals?
We're gonna have one subject down. Officer involved shooting somewhere in the Cassidy Creek trails. We've got units en route.
Unit on Joshua. Are you gonna make it before me?
Well,
3212.
we got units en route. I don't know if that is a yes, like that we need more units. So, there's also a mirror unit. I think we got 2 units en route. Officer involved shooting usually dictates a little bit more than that. Yeah. I'm gonna make my way up there. I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I'm just gonna go code 2 without lights.
212 on scene.
Push up on passenger side. I'll loop around to you. He's gonna be on driver's side. I want to clear the vehicle and then we'll take him.
Okay. I just want to be able to respond if I can because they're so far away.
Passenger side, black, Mexi's clear.
It sounds like it's code 4.
011 in custody.
Sounds like a busy day thus far. There was 27 people on earlier. I didn't get on though because I wanted to get some food. So I don't know what the fuck's been going on. Okay. I think we're good enough in the area to just step it down. Just pull a park here. So they... What the fuck? That's local. Let me not do that because that's gonna happen again. So if they need help, like I'm here, I'm around, available. Let me get this on before I look at my email. I'm hoping he said something. I'm hoping it's good. Because it wasn't like a strike or anything. It was like... It's a whole different thing. So let's see if he responded. Alright. Let me see what he said. Okay. So I don't have any emails at all. Are you guys go for?
Dead traffic with a black and color Lancer southbound Alta Street.
Okay, I need a gas station. Alright.
231 to 221 direct.
Send it.
Are you in the middle of a call?
No?
Could you meet me at MRPD for a possible investigation lead for you?
Hey, from standby.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
A firm, I'm en route.
Alright, I'll meet you upstairs, or in the lobby.
Good call, 231. Thank you.
I thought I was just about to get wrecked. Alright. Alright, might be a new case. $231, I'm gonna be 3 mics.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get it down to 2. No, I said 3 mics because I knew I was gonna speed down there, and even with speeding, it's gonna be 3 minutes. So turn. Don't want to keep him waiting. We'll take the freeway. We'll take the first left.
110 from 201 motor.
10-9.
110, if you can meet me at Mission Row PD for processing, we're gonna be about probably 10 minutes out. We gotta take this guy to pillbox.
10-4.
Alright. My hands are already cold.
22 back on the radio. Give me agents like waiting to.
$201, 212, 1017, pillbox with 1.
S299 is going to be 10-8. The fuck are those? Dude, I wish people would learn how to fucking park in this fucking game. Come on, bro. Like, what is that? You're on a Corvette, at least park on the side of the street. Jesus.
31. Does anyone happen to have food on them that can bring to MRPD?
10-4 on it.
I just ate all mine. $221 arriving this route. Wait, what? Huh? What just happened? Where
I
is...
got an offer for you.
What? I just stored my vehicle at a...
Well,
the fuck?
I have an offer for you.
Okay.
You want to buy a car?
No, I have like 3 grand, brother. Jesus Christ. Give me an extra second, Atkins. I just did something really bad.
Killing these balls.
Fuck. Why is it down there, man? It's so dumb.
Is my voice fucked up?
No.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Alright, I'm here. What's up?
Oh, you look different. Okay. Do me a favor and open up my recent incident. It's on Josh Rodriguez, illegal firearm and more. It's ID 303.
303. I'll do it over here. Come on. So in the middle there. Jumping Jesus. 303.
I think this is something you might want to sink your teeth into.
Josh Rodriguez. Felony speeding. Dark SUV, yep. I don't know what the fuck a hacking device is. Sedative.
201.
Yeah, so those are controlled
212,
substances.
23 pillbox.
I was with Clarkson on scene. He told me to confiscate the hacking device. I was trying to get more info out of the guy. He says he hasn't used them, but he like finds them and sells them. So they're used for something.
Did you tell Stiff as well? Because he's the CID guy.
I'm just starting with you. I figured you're an investigator. I'd start with you, and then you can kind of take it from here. You can let anyone you want know and kind of work with whoever on it, you know? I just wanted to give you something to sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
Seems like it could be pretty juicy. So there's the drugs, but then the biggest thing was this tablet that he had on him. This boost. It's a boosting tablet.
Boosting tablet. Is that the hacking device or is that something else?
No, it's something separate.
Okay.
So the info he gave me on that is that, which it's all in the report. It's that he divulged that he receives contracts from an unnamed person that he's never met to go steal a specific car and bring the vehicle to a location only shown to him after he picks the stolen vehicle up.
Okay.
Once at the drop-off location, he leaves the vehicle, and another unnamed individual randomly will come and pick it up later for him. He then receives payments via the tablet. He also mentioned that there are some sort of levels to it, as the unnamed boss trusts you more with vehicles, and as he does, he has you steal nicer cars to deliver for him.
Okay.
So he wouldn't give up like anybody he's done it with, but it sounds like there's quite a few people. He said it kind of made it sound like there was a lot of people that are doing this in the city. So
Are they not recognized by laws to be illegal yet? Devices, because this is
the device itself, I don't really know. I ended up giving it back to him just for now because he was super open with the whole thing and said they're really ridiculously expensive.
Where do you buy them?
He wouldn't tell me that. But it sounds like definitely there's some sort of like car stealing ring going on.
Okay.
So could be worth looking into.
Yeah, I'll get to it Stiff as I would say it's more Stiff's bailiwick than it is mine, even though I would help him with it. But
Okay.
I'd like to have him on lead. Stiff, what's your 20?
I'm down in the cells.
Oh, let me know when you're not busy. Alright, thank you very much, Atkins. All that stuff about the boosting device was in the report, right?
Yep, it's all in there.
Alright, great. Let me know when you're not busy one time.
Yeah, I'm free right now. I'm just waiting down in the cells.
Hey, friend, come upstairs, please. Alright,
201
thank you very
motor,
much.
212.
I won't take any more of your time.
Mission OPD with 1.
Do you want to walk and talk for a minute?
I see you already en route.
231, 10-6.
Well, you can't walk and look at a fucking report. Report 303 has some interesting information about stuff we were talking about the other day.
Oh,
Thanks for your trouble.
my hat.
Back on radio.
Did I punch you?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I took a brief look at it. I was curious why with this USB item that's called a hacking device.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
the hacking device that I care about. It's this thing called a booster. And I immediately, when I heard it, I was like, "Oh, booster, that's like for cars, right?" But actually, it's for like someone to steal cars. It's like a tablet like the MDT, but instead of you know,
Yeah, boosting means jacking.
yeah. So some dude's getting
Stealing.
like jobs through the through that tablet, and since I would say that crime is more your bailiwick than it is mine, I think you should take lead on this, and I would help.
All right, yeah.
Because it's CAD, and I'm more of a cop investigator, you know.
Yeah, I can.
But we can
crack
talk
right
about it
into
later. But
Yeah,
definitely have
I'm
a
just a
look
bit
at the
busy.
report.
I'm gonna be
later.
busy shortly with figuring out what the fuck just happened with Clarkson and this guy.
Yeah,
Just gave this guy a gun license and shot at Clarkson.
great.
Ah,
What is
Fingerprint.
what is that duty belt?
You don't like my duty belt?
No, it's like the medic one.
Nice. Nice and clean.
Nice and blurry.
I'm
Disgusting.
not fancy like you. I don't use a baton. I just use a flashlight.
I also don't use a baton.
Alright, and then step up over here to this board real quick.
But it looks
Alright.
better. Hello, Austin.
What'd you say this dude's name is?
Thomas Richard, I believe. Literally just gave him a gun license like probably 2 hours ago.
Our motorcycles don't have brakes.
Oof.
And somehow you were the one that managed to crash, not even me.
If you want to look at the Discordia, there's a
Alright, come this this way?
little thing.
Yeah, I saw you plow directly into a. Actually, you turned directly into a local, and then you did a barrel roll.
To the bars?
Yeah, not for me, not even close.
You did a barrel roll after you T-boned that guy.
Can you come through?
Yeah, fingerprint him. Do you know how to take mugshots?
Already did.
Decaf. Okay. Yeah, put him in the poop cell. He deserves it.
Oh, rude.
He shot at Clarkson.
Super
Alright, come over here.
rude.
Yeah, because he's driving a big motorcycle.
Here, face
A
the.
big
Did you say I was
motorcycle?
on a bitch motorcycle?
Here, go right here and face that brick wall.
The
before we
hell
go
do
in
you
the
think
cell.
you
I'm gonna search one
are?
more time.
You suck at driving, homie.
I like what you did to your hair.
I was tired of
Alright,
having
you're good.
stubble.
Go ahead and go in there.
Time to grow my hair back out.
Alright, come here and face away so I take the cuffs off.
I'm about to go use the bathroom, but before I do, did you check
Yes,
the
if you
emails?
T-boned that red car hard.
Did you check
I
the
don't-
emails?
I don't
sent?
believe you're baloney.
What?
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Alright, I'll be back. Alright, I need to go use the bathroom.
Alright, he's
I don't know if he looked at it or not. He said we can talk about it later. I don't know. We'll see. Wait, we really don't have, like, the one of the big, things? Unfortunate. Would have been easier to get around. Alright, I'll be right back real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I just need to use the bathroom. Give me a second. Okay. Holy shit, they're still there? My goodness. Alright. Let's get our lights on. Better not be me. Wow. Okay. Now, do we really need 3 cops? Now 4 cops down here to arrest one dude? Probably not.
I didn't want to get run off my motorcycle. Does that sound like a good idea?
Oh, my part it does.
Okay, let's read this. Found Mr. Rodriguez doing 116 northbound in a dark area SUV. By the time I caught up to him, he decided to pull over in an alleyway, which is sus. Prosperity Street, once I ID'd him, stepped into the vehicle, I'd searched him due to felony speeding. That's when I found 2 vintage pistols, which are illegal, 1 hacking device, 50 grams of sedative, 1 gram of pseudo-metadrin, as well as 1 boosting tablet. Oh, I didn't see that. I can't read. Under arrest, brought him to MRPD while Clarkson helped have his car towed and it to inbound. While at Mission PD, he was open to my questioning about the items that he had on him. He maintained that the narcotics was for personal use.
Angry for no reason.
He was open to answer questions about the boosting tablet.
You'll be alright.
He divulged that the retrieved contract from an unnamed person he's never met.
Alright,
Steals
fellas.
car.
I got a hockey game I gotta fly out to, so I will catch you guys on the other side. I wish I could be around more tonight. Clarkson,
He
I just
leaves
wanted
vehicle.
to say thanks for backing up on that call, because there's a few things that I haven't ran into before. So
No, I
also mentioned that they're.
Either. That's why I said like take a moment to investigate it and let's start getting a report on it.
yeah, so it's all in the report. Crane and Stiff are on it, and then hopefully we can kind of find. Sounds like it's like a big car stealing ring. So from the boosting device.
Yeah, I have
gonna be
no idea what the
juggling
fuck a
2
boosting table it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be juggling 2 reports here at the same time.
Well, I'm here to help, so.
Well, if you want to help, I'm currently trying to get some. Actually, let's go over here.
So, what you guys might do, because they're stolen vehicles, so we might be getting notified when they are stolen. So we might be trying to look for those more. You know.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to know this stuff. I know, but do you remember when the city first opened after that storm?
Mm-hmm.
Remember on your GPS you got those red crosshair things?
Nope.
Okay, well, that's all you know.
Okay. You mean the red
There's
circles?
there's a distress signal from the car.
Oh, we've been getting the boat calls of those. But I don't think it's the same thing.
It's like a crosshair, like a circle with crosses through it.
Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't seen it. Dispatch
And
hasn't given
you
me
hear
any
like
cool
really
stuff.
annoying beeping noises. It doesn't come through dispatch, to my knowledge.
Great. Fantastic.
All right, guys, I got a jet. But it's good being on duty with a lot of people. Hopefully, I'll see you guys around more.
Yep. You
Peace
too.
out.
Wait, so that guy actually had 50 grand when he flew into the city for the first time?
What? What?
See you, Clarkson.
Yeah,
What?
that guy that's got arrested flew into the city, 50 grand in his pocket.
I'm absolute lad. Okay, I'll start a case on my thing. What are you working on?
231 10 42. Have a good night. You too.
Trying to get these drug locations raided and condemned.
Jeez, that's pretty quick.
Say again?
It's pretty quick to get them shut down that quick, you know?
Well, I'm trying to get enough that written down that a judge or whatever, I think it needs to be signed off for a judge for a raid like that. Can get us to raid it. We can raid it and condemn the place, get it shut down.
Mm.
I'm sure another one will pop up somewhere else, but we need to get these shut down.
Yeah, but also, like, maybe it's a good thing we know exactly where the locations are, right? Because we can track them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the CAD number on that when you get a chance?
Just think about that.
I was being pressed from the sheriff to do it.
Sheriff isn't our boss. He's your supervisor, technically,
No.
but...
I'm gonna be honest. I think my boss is fucking addicted to cocaine, so I don't know who to listen to.
Wait, you think he's addicted to cocaine? What do you mean?
Drug test him.
Okay.
I'm not
Sure.
supposed to say. I'm supposed to stay distant from this though, because conflict of interest.
So you're saying that Tebow...
Did you guys see him running around real fast at that job fair?
No? Just because someone runs really fast doesn't mean they're on drugs.
Oh, he's sweaty, fucking wide-eyed, pale, short of breath, things like this.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out.
Acting erratically.
I'll keep
Red
an eye out.
circles around his eyes.
I'll keep an eye out. Let's make a copy of this.
110 report's gonna be live 304. Oh,
If you can update your statement on the report, it's 304.
Got it.
Jesus. Okay. This case 002 CD.
If you guys are gonna have very private conversations, you shouldn't do it within this building.
Why?
Because the walls have ears. Considering I could hear your entire conversation.
That's fine.
I don't think having conversations in regards to high authority and ranked people in this department or in this building is a good idea. Go take your conversation somewhere else.
What? That's stupid.
I'm whispering. Am I not super quiet?
I
could hear
speaking
your whole
normally.
conversation.
Where are you going? Come back.
It's not stupid. I'm not having this conversation here.
No, I'm not having a conversation with you. I'm talking about something else.
917 to Bishop
Jesus
Robrion
Christ.
Davis.
I was waiting for you to get finished so I could talk about the emails I sent you.
Yes, all of exactly what Stiff was talking to you about is deeply involved in that.
Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yeah, get in your car and go somewhere else.
Okay, you want to meet somewhere then? I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to you. Okay, now I'm really fucking confused. Apparently Austin knows.
Doesn't look like there's a vehicle stage outside unless it's this little small black car.
Where's the best place to go for this shit?
I'm gonna clear the store.
I'm gonna go over here.
I'm gonna have 2 guys inside, 1 white male with a brown jacket, blue jeans, and another one wear all black coat, clothing, bald.
12B29 on scene.
I'm so confused.
There's a genuine belief that Tebow is up to no good.
They're coming out.
And the firing of Lucy
Make sure your car's low.
McDougan was also involved in this no good.
Okay.
There's the belief that it was a coordinated effort between himself and somebody else to have McDougan kidnapped, and then also potentially the termination of McDougan was done unethically or wrongfully based on some of these other circumstances.
Okay.
Stiff, as well as Briggs, also believe that he may be involved in drugs, as well as has deep involvement and ties to the criminal community now, where they believe that he is aiding in the escape of criminals, as well as facilitating just like general illegal activities.
I mean, I talked to him yesterday and the day before, and when he fired McDougan, I was there, and it was fine. Everything was fine.
Well, at surface, it might appear fine.
I was pretty specific in my investigation. I don't think anything was done wrong when it came to the firing of McDougan. Not that I fired him myself, because it wasn't in my authority, but I'm the one who investigated and brought everything to him and gave the recommendation that she should be fired.
Well, sure, but there damn well appears to be other influences here.
How? It's like I talked to, like, there was probably like an hour between my recommendation and then McDougan resigning because she wasn't fired. Like, who could he have talked to in that time to
McDougan
do
was
something?
Asked to resign, but at the same time, there's a lot of sketchy things going on between McDougan, Tebow, and some of these criminal accomplices that Tebow associates himself with.
Okay.
I mean, we can't stand here and say that it's convenient that Tebow has the responsibility of terminating McDougan, and then also in the same stroke, Tebow was also involved in a potential kidnapping of the same individual.
When did this happen? Where's her stuff? Like,
You can consult Briggs and Stiff on it. They've got all the details.
Okay. So are you saying that McDougan shouldn't have been fired?
I don't think McDougan should have been fired.
Should have? You don't think he should
not have? No.
Why?
Because I don't think we should be firing people.
Even for shooting a civilian while off duty and not self-defense.
They can be suspended.
That's ridiculous.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I don't think that people should be terminated. That's a conversation for outside the city, but I don't think they should have been terminated. Maybe a 30-day suspension.
It's the same thing about saying first strike, like to do something criminal, then suspension if they do something during that suspension, then you get rid of them, right? Something like that, or is it just they keep fucking up?
Terminated. You should only be terminated and outright removed from the police department if you're being corrupt. The city operates in weird ways, so
that's really weird, Austin. That's really weird.
I don't think it's really weird at all.
Okay.
I mean, I could be out on the streets and gun somebody down tomorrow, depending on what the circumstances are. Am I going to be terminated over it? Should I be? Should you be terminated if something happens I don't think so.
I think I should if something crazy happens. Maybe it's just the way I feel, I guess, but like...
No, people can get suspended for an extended period of time. They shouldn't be terminated.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
The only time somebody should be terminated is if they are facilitating police corruption.
This is so stupid, man. This is so dumb. So, the only consequence is just a suspension, then.
Yeah, an extensive suspension and potential demotion. I'd be down for that. Either way, I think that we're getting off topic here. That it needs to be investigated in regard, like, if Stiff and Briggs both feel that there's something that is going on here, it needs to be investigated and we need to have evidence to it, because they're making recommendations to me that I should do something about this, but at the same time I can't do anything about a chief of police that at surface level appears to be doing everything right, and there's no evidence to say otherwise.
Well, he did say to me that he is looking to resign soon.
Apparently he's told everybody that.
Okay. I don't know
It certainly seems like he's up to sketch shit.
Okay. Well, Jesus Christ.
Stiff was told to stay out of it because he's in the LSPD, but you and Briggs can investigate whatever you want, but I wouldn't be going and questioning the chief of police, or else you're going to be putting yourself in the line of fire.
For in what aspect? Am I going to get murdered, you think? Or am I going to get yelled at? Suspended?
I don't know, all of the above. Who knows?
I can't get terminated. Who the fuck cares? It's fine. I'll take a suspension to do what's right.
You operate in really weird ways.
Do I?
Yeah, like something that you don't agree with, you like instantly take it to level 100.
That's just the way I work. I'm sorry. It's just so dumb. It removes all consequences.
City operates in weird ways, Crane. We shouldn't fire people for whatever happens unless it's corruption.
I don't think there'll ever be a time where I'll agree with that. It's not going to change anything.
You don't have to agree with it. It's okay.
It's just the way it is.
Correct. You will have to coordinate with Briggs on whatever you want to do about the Tebow thing. If somebody gets actual evidence that says that he's doing weird stuff, then they can bring it to me and I'll handle it. Until that point, it's just speculation.
Great. Okay, that'll be all. Good day. That is so dumb, man. What is the point of role-playing as police when there's absolutely no consequences? You break, like, corruption was against the rules. Is it not anymore? Did they remove it? I've read that rule, like, a lot. It's incredibly frustrating. Because that means technically I did something wrong, because I recommended a termination when it shouldn't have happened. But this is completely new. Our standards have dropped right through the window. There's no more academy. We're not doing academy anymore. We don't terminate people anymore, even for fucking shooting somebody. How are civilians gonna feel about that? I understand it's a game. We're gonna need some fucking time to think about this, because that's really dumb. I dislike that a lot. And it's out of nowhere. Like, technically, I didn't do anything wrong, and if I did, it'd be a fucking suspension. I just don't understand. It just doesn't make sense. Because I'm trying to think about this logically, right? Like, why would they do this? They want to make the server as easy and accessible as possible. Right? That's the whole purpose. You make the server as easy and accessible as possible. You allow people, you know, you remove these stupid things, these stupid walls that stops people from getting in. So you can make it easier for everybody, right? No academy means more officers. No punishments means more officer retention, right? But in turn, because of that, it makes me not want to play cop. Because it just means that there's no consequences for anything. Now, you could say that a suspension's a consequence, but is it? It doesn't feel like a consequence to me. Like, when I play my character, I want to know that if I fuck up, something really bad's gonna happen to my career. Right? A suspension isn't scary. It just isn't. I'd rather, if I fuck up and I shoot somebody, that I get gone. Right? Maybe if we want to be more lenient, we do it on a second case basis. So in the case of McDougan's character, like this would be 6 strikes, and the next time will be 9 strikes, and they'll be out, right? To increase the retention. Like, I know why they're doing it, but I hate it. And I don't want to play with it. It's just dumb. There's nothing that's going to change it either. That's it. There's nothing that's going to change it. And while it's extremely negative, which it is, I think that's just truly the way it's going to be. Because, like, in the case of Tebow, right? He's doing this roleplay so he can stop being a cop. Great. He can maybe he'll make that his crim character. Whatever. Right? In that case, he would get fired. But that's only because he's being corrupt. But again, I understand why they're doing it. Server's not doing great. They're trying to do their best. But the only thing that's done is made me just not want to play. That's it. Like, it just makes me feel like there's just no consequence anymore. Nothing to do with the retention or the server not doing good. Then what does it have to do with it? Why would was this change made? It's not a statement. I'm here talking it out. None of this is like, I haven't seen any of this written anywhere. Is it player retention? Is it for to keep like police thing? Is it just for fun? Are we moving towards a more realistic side? Are we going unrealistic? I truly don't know. I'd love to know. I'd love to know. But I don't. So all it feels like to me, as a more realistic sided role player, is that it just makes me feel like consequences aren't a thing. Because the suspension doesn't matter. Right? Like, not to me anyway. Like, 30 days would probably suck, right? But it wouldn't have sucked as bad as never be able to be a cop again until you, like, reapply in however many time it was. So it's a big fucking change. It's a big change. If you put in my DMs, you don't want me to read it on stream. Do you want me to read this? Okay. So I can't really, this is Austin, by the way. I can't really talk in character about it effectively, but people shouldn't be terminated and their police roleplay just destroyed forever. What the fuck is that? destroyed forever over roleplay scenarios. Prime example is your duck character who shouldn't have been fired, effectively ending your character. If there's roleplay, hold on. If there's roleplay that has been facilitated and something happens off duty, they shouldn't have the roleplay destroyed unless it's their choice. It's like forcing someone to take a punishment of life in prison against their will. It should be their choice. It has nothing to do with retention. It has everything to do with allowing people to continue their stories. But here's the thing. For me, the player who got fired in the aspect, like, that was great. That made me change stuff, right? And sure, there's a part of me who was upset at that time, but thinking back of it now, I'm happy that happened because, one, I made Crane, and two, the consequences of my actions actually caught up with me, making the world feel a little bit more real, a little bit more full, a little better, in my opinion, just better, right? That's how it feels to me. Because then I made Crane and all that. Well, yes, at the time it sucked. But the argument here is that you want the player to choose. Which makes it, in most cases, not actually a consequence. Now, I can understand the idea of, like, just not having consequences because, you know, at the end of the day, it is technically roleplay, right? But at the same time, it just rubs me the wrong way. Because technically, like, even if they get fired, that's not the end of their character. Life in prison is the end of their character, right? I don't know. It just feels weird. Like, we've been working with this one system for a while where we would like, people would actually have punishments, right? And now we don't have an academy, or at least something's weird with academy. I don't know for a fact what the fuck's going on with academy, just as a start. That's going to take some time to get used to. This new thing that's weird and different and strange. Austin goes on to say that me feeling good about Duck getting fired is my choice, which is fine. And it shouldn't be forced that you're destined. Destined a consequence will be let. Okay, I can't read. Oh, his point was it shouldn't be forced. It should be your decision, not anybody else's, to do something like this. Is his point, I think. A consequence will be levied because a full criminal consequence will occur. You go to jail. Additionally, you'll be demoted, and lastly, you'll be suspended. I'm trying to think of this. Like, a demotion and suspension is great, right? Like, that's great. That is technically a punishment, right? And I've seen people, like, be really sad about things that were worse. But technically, that's still out of their control, right? So yeah, I guess I'm just a different type of role player. Or I prefer a different type of roleplay to where it's like, it feels like consequence. Now, something I could do as like a whole aside to this would be just hold myself to a unbelievable standard and just tell people when I should be removed or whatever. And like, that would be fine. Like, I could be a little bit happier knowing that at least I have the consequence because I can hold myself to a unbelievable standard to where if I, like, let's say if I shoot someone in the back, fired, right? Like, I could just do that for myself, right? And I think that would be fine. I think that would be fine. But that being said, it just makes me sad a little bit. And it's not because I want to put people in trouble. It's because I want to have everybody on somewhat of a level playing field. And I know that some people just won't ever, like, have any type of punishment towards them. And I don't think that's a bad thing. People can do whatever the fuck they want with a character. It just feels like a loss to me. Role-playing isn't a level playing field. You're right. It isn't. I wish it was, though. I feel like it would be more fun that way. For me. That's all. Because this is just like this is a new field entirely, right? You get to choose your stories. It's about just that, stories, not being forced or pigeonholed into one specific story. Sure, yeah, I understand what you're saying. From your opinion, then that would mean that if someone gets fired, let's say McDougan, in the case of McDougan, they get fired. Technically, we're pigeoning them into a specific storyline. That doesn't mean they have to be a criminal, right? Because they still want to go with the mayor thing. In the case of McDougan, but you know, maybe they still want to be a cop. McDougan is okay with the firing. Because there's RP behind it. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, it's still hard for me to wrap my head around it because it's such a big change in my mind. Because this is, in my mind, the way it's worked is like my character handled that scene with McDougan like to the best T. The investigation, everybody was told, action was put against them, and then they were removed, right? In my mind, that's how it should work. So now, the way it works is, to my understanding now, is the way it works is that you get to choose. So in the case, even though McDougan had shot a civilian, they could say, no, I shouldn't be fired. And that's up to them. That's where it's weird for me. Because the paint of the scene, I don't know how much you know about the scene, right? Not that it fucking matters, but just so I can, like, have it vocally here. They took someone hostage as an off-duty cop and then shot him when that person defended himself. Like, are players not going to be upset about that? I would be upset. I'm upset myself, and I'm not even the person who was technically the victim in that situation. Like, has there been a post about this? Am I just being stupid? Have I missed it? Like, is there something in Discord or something that I've missed where people are saying it's like, okay, it's now up to the police if they're going to be punished now? Because I didn't know about this, and I think I'm pretty good about looking at pings and shit. Mind you, I have trouble reading, so, like, maybe I missed it, like, truly. But, like, just looking at the stuff, there's, like, the new cadet training procedure, which talked about the academy stuff that I didn't see until someone told me about it, which I was very upset about. If you look in the Clear RP Edge Gamers Discord, and by the way, I'm off duty. I'm not getting any money for sitting here doing absolutely nothing. I am technically going towards my payments for my truckers, though. So, but like, there was nothing in the change logs, I don't think, about this new thing. Like, this is very, very new to me. So I'm taken aback. It's a high command decision on how we handle employment moving forward. Employment and unemployment, I suppose. Employment and firing people. So does that mean that if I go towards high command, that would change, or is that just a flat thing? Is that just how we're gonna do things now? Because I understand where it's coming from, right? Let me get that out of the way, because obviously, like, I sound very, like, combative and upset. I understand where this is coming from, Is there a server restart? Okay. So like, yeah, I understand where this is coming from because it's better to put it in the hands, and I'll get on camera for this. Oh wait, my camera's not plugged in, sorry. But it's better, better in the hands of the role player than it is to the person above the role player in terms of PD, right? Like it technically is better, right? Like in the case of me, if someone does something stupid, let's say if we have like Vinny, for example. I'll just say Vinny for the people who know him or knew him. Like in his case, like he could fire you for something stupid, and then maybe the person who's getting fired may disagree, right? Like in that aspect, it's good. But in my head, and this is like such a weird thing, but in my head, what if the person who's firing you is doing it for all the right reasons and you still just say no? That's where it's weird. Right? That's where it's weird for me. Cause like it just doesn't sit. I don't know. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything I can do about this. Like I truly don't. Like you guys have decided, that's it. So like I'm not gonna try to make an argument to say why this and this. It's just I'm gonna adapt. So I guess the only thing is understanding, right? But one of my things that I'd love to know, and the server's probably not up yet. One things I'd love to know is that when we do this for McDougan, or we probably won't do it for McDougan, but let's say we did, right? And let's say in the case of McDougan, where we just tell a civilian, yeah, he's just been suspended, or she's just been suspended for 14 days. Like, is it wrong for them to be not upset? You always look for the black and white policy, and there isn't one. Generally, this is what we're doing for all the other instances. Because, like, what happens when the players are upset about the way police are handling that? Because, like, to me, the way I would handle is, like, yeah, we have this new policy in place, but High Command isn't going to talk about it. And it's not really something you can say in character either, without a, like, slight meta or some out of character violation. So, like, is it wrong for players to be mad that people aren't getting the proper punishments what they think is? For, like, in the case of, like, players? McDougan should have gone to jail, suspended for a long period of time, and demoted. That's what out of character Chicken agreed with. That's more of a punishment criminals get. Yeah, that's why he ended up, or that's why she ended up getting just the, she was allowed to resign and no charge. And we even talked to the civilian involved and seeing if that was okay. Right? Like that was Tebow's main argument against me for saying I wanted to put her into jail, or talk about putting her into jail, and that absolutely she should be removed, right? His main argument, Tebow, was that it wouldn't be fair for first time charge, right? And I think your argument's even more than fair, is that technically it is more of a punishment than criminals get. In the same case, right? Because aggravated assault would have just been aggravated assault. There wouldn't, like, you wouldn't have lost your job or anything. But yeah, like, I expect people to be upset about this. Players. Like, people who were wronged, and then the punishment, or the thing was investigated and found to be true that they were wronged by a cop, and then the only thing they get is a suspension. Depending on how the person wants to roleplay it, of course. Like, obviously, it's a spectrum there. So, my main thing, and obviously it's not black and white, right? So, maybe sometime it'll be different. But I fear that anger that players might have. Whether that be for the right reasons or the wrong ones. I fear that anger. Not looking for things to be fair or to make people happy. We're just here to roleplay. Yeah, I think that's a good argument to have. But I don't want to be the one who says that to somebody. right? Like, I obviously you'd never say that in character, but like, I don't want to be like, you know, it is what it is, right? Like, I want to have a good reason on why they aren't removed. Because it just feels unfair. To me, that's all. So I think what I'll do, in the case of the way this has worked, is I will hold myself to a unbelievably realistic in my mind standard, and then whenever I do something wrong, I will basically fire myself. And like, sure, that will fill the void. In character, they don't get details anyway. Fuck. True. Maybe I shouldn't have told them that they were getting resigned. That makes sense. But in the case of McDougal, I feel like we had to there to kind of get their clearance. Anyway, I'm sure they'll find out, Austin. I'm sure they would. If it is Austin, it could be Dawn too, because I noticed that you're switching between Discord and not. God, this song is ass. But yeah, it feels really weird to me. That's all. Feels really weird to me. Yeah, if anybody complains about it, I'm just gonna say it's the Supreme Court's decision. That's it. I'll make some kind of bullshit up to where it's the pressure's off me and on the people who actually made a decision. And then in fact, it wouldn't be Supreme Court, it would be High Command. So that's what I will say. I think that's the best solution. Because I'm thinking, I'm being a little selfish and thinking it's like, well, if someone gets pissed off at me, it's like not really fair for them to get pissed off at me for not getting them fired or whatever. I need to use the bathroom again. But yeah, I guess, yeah, we'll think about it a little bit more. But I'll be right back. I need to quickly use the bathroom. I'll be back in like a minute. Okay. Alright, do I have sound on? I don't. There we go. Okay. I'm just trying to digest this for myself here. It's definitely going to take some getting used to. That's for sure. Yep. I don't think I'll ever be used to it. Maybe that's just like being a little too overly negative, but it's very different from the way we've been doing things for a long time. But maybe it's the better... Dude, you stop pressing enter. Maybe it's the better decision overall. Like, maybe it is. I think consequence has always been a good thing. While it doesn't feel good for either party, because I've never enjoyed firing people. I felt like it was a necessary evil in terms of not only my character, but their character, right? To understand that we don't have all the power. Dude, who in their wrong mind keeps locking these doors? It might have been locked on reset, but one motherfucker keeps doing it. It just needs to it needs to be gone. It needs to be yeeted and deleted.
Crazy fucker! What the fuck do you think you'll do? You're about to fuck up.
So, if we think about the policy that police have, and obviously, I think at this point we're throwing fairness out of the window. There's some things that are going to be more favored towards one side and the other, but like, why do we arrest people? Is that like, if we were equivalent to the two things? I know this is such a stupid argument. If we were going to equivalent, you know, police suspensions to like jail time, is it like technically equivalent? Because it probably is, right? Because like, if you suspend someone for 14 days, it's not like a criminal's going in for 14 days, right? They're going in for what? An hour? But like, do we need to arrest people? Like, we could arrest them, but do we need to put them in jail? Because it technically hinders their stuff. Such a dumb argument. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how, like, I'm going to get past this in my brain the way I have been role-playing things for the last... since fucking 2018. But also, like, I'm probably the one... I'm, like, probably, like, the one person who is, like, built like that. I guess it's, like, me, it's Austin, a few other people, but, like, we're few. Jail time isn't a potential end to a criminal thing. Termination is the end to the cop story as a cop. I don't think you're exactly right there. I think that you can always bounce back and become a cop again. And in my mind, if I was going to do the same thing, if I had the same reasons to do the same thing you guys are, that's the way I would have done it. It's like terminations are never permanent. It's just you get terminated and you can reapply, you know? But it seems redundant. Because, like, if they can just reapply the next day, like, what's the fucking point, right? And the point would be consequence, would be the point. I wouldn't say jail time is an end to a criminal story, but I would say could hinder a legal character story, or someone who's trying to become a cop. Like, for example, like, I don't like being off duty because I'm afraid, genuinely afraid, that if I get one, like, anything happen to me, like, I will be fired, right? That's just the way I've been thinking all these times. And maybe it's a good thing for, like, if I want to do anything on Crane off duty, that, like, now I know that, like, technically I can't be fired for shit. Right? So, like, unless it's corruption. Well, I'm not trying to, like, be a blowhard here. So, like, in that case, it is, it's fine to, like, get a charge or whatever. But yeah, I feel like it could hinder, like, people who are just trying to have everything off the record, but you can expunge and whatever. But also you can say the same thing for cops. It's like, you can get an expungement too, so, I don't know. It's gonna take me a long time to get used to this shit. And honestly, like, I feel like I would feel better if everybody knew about this. That's just the way I am, right? If the normal populace knew about it, the thing is people would be mad. I think we all know that. I think people would be upset about that. Whether it be for the rape, right? But I do think people would be upset. Because I'm a cop and I was a little bit frustrated. I'm glad you came in here and explained it, but like I would say that I'm a little bit frustrated about it. But I'd imagine if I'm someone who just got like downed by a cop Like, I feel like that could go really bad, right? Because then we get to this aspect where... Oh, what's this? Is this an interior? Oh, hold the phone. We're coming in here. I don't care if it's... Don't enter him. Fuck you. But if we get into the aspect where it's like, you know, cops have barely any consequence when it comes in terms to getting their job removed, like, they'll be back up in the street. So how do you get rid of bad apples? I guess that's where the case-by-case basis comes in, right? You're a useless local. I need to check this shit out. This thing looks nice. I thought they changed the burger shot down thing, but I guess we have 2 burger shots? Hello, old timer. Hit the G-spot. Fuck you. Oh, this place is gorgeous. I can almost smell the fast food. I always do this, even though the food would be just gone. Like, it would have been moldy, dead. Oh, this is just a beautiful interior, beautiful sounds as well. Nice freezer, store dead bodies in. I don't like that door. Wait, is that items? That's gonna take some getting used to too. It's just looking for bags instead of red arrows. Nice. Does that say 2011? Holy shit, it does. Okay, really nice interior. Yeah, I feel like if everybody knew that was a thing, they would be mad. I think that's my like last like main point. And if that's the case, why are they mad? Right? Because I thought the goal was this whole time was to make everything as fair as possible. Right? And I think the way this needs to be phrased needs to be very carefully phrased, because if the goal isn't fairness, is there a goal to have one side better than the other? Or is the goal to just let roleplay rule everything and not really care who's technically better than the other? Are people going to be okay with that? Like, am I okay with that? Feels different. I know there's been a level of unfairness in terms of police being the more fair side and the less fair side, right? Like, the start of the server is always like the least fair for police, but at the very, very start, it's pretty fair, right? There's like there's a give and take there, because like police have weapons, radios immediately, and basically for free, and they also have a car, and everyone else is stealing cars. So like they're at a disadvantage, but like mid early game, like then it switches, because we have shitty cars and they can steal like supercars, right? I guess the whole them and they and them really hinders the argument, because it shows like a versus, right? And you don't really want that. Yeah, and that's not what the values of the servers describe. Nothing is who is better or who is more fair. Looking at what we're man, I have a really hard time reading today. Looking at that, everyone's just seeking winning or losing. We're here to roleplay and just make a story. Yeah. I think that's a good goal at the end of the day. But if I just be negative, not for the sake of being negative, but for the sake of like working this out in my brain, how many people are just going to try their best to make a story? And that's like a pretty negative thing to say, but I don't think it's completely incorrect to think that there's a good amount of people who are here to make story, and there's a good amount of people who are just here to like, either grind cars and whatever, and just like get money and do crime and stuff and have some fun. I don't think that's a bad thing either, to be clear. I don't. I think it's a nice balance to have some crazy, stupid scenes every now and then. It's a lot less controlled than the RP that in my mind's eye that I want, you know? Because the way I think about roleplay, and the way I've changed to start thinking about roleplay, is the whole idea of it's a main story, everybody's roleplay matters, everyone has their own like moments and stuff like that, and everything's like in a realistic aspect, right? Because that's what makes it fun for me. What makes roleplay fun for me is roleplaying as realistic as I can, right? Because that's just the type of roleplay I think, and I think a good example is like a lot of role players in Dungeons and Dragons, for example, like they just play differently, but the way they can play is a lot different than the way we can play because they have a dungeon master who's like the head admin for a 5M server. But in this case, it's like, imagine every roleplay scene there's an admin, and they're making sure like within the rules you can do something, and they're not being like on your ass for shit. But like let's say in the case of getting rid of or firing or asking McDougan to resign situation, like in that aspect, like they would say is like do you want to resign? Do you think that makes sense? It's like, no, I don't think it makes sense. There's like a miscommunication and whatever. Like it would be that aspect. So like role playing is definitely, I want to role play. Let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. I think I'm going way off track now. I want to role play. That's like the main thing I want to do. And I think as long as I can hold myself to the standards I want other people to be held to, and I know that they won't now, I think maybe I'll be okay with that in time. I don't think I'm entirely okay with it now, even though I understand where it's coming from. Ooh, this is a cool highway. I don't think I'm entirely okay with it. But also, like, I could see someone saying, it's like, well, I don't want to be held to your ridiculous standards either, Jeremy. What the fuck was that? Is that my gas? It's definitely my gas. It gets a new sense of roleplay, I guess. But I think after my stream is done, I'm going to think about it. That doesn't mean I'm going to not stream tomorrow, because I'm still trying to do my 30-day and 30 streams in a row for the month, because I've been pretty inconsistent. So yeah, like it's definitely going to be like maybe a late stream tomorrow. I want to get in another 30 minutes before I call it though, because the last 3 days have sucked. But mind you, something I do want to point out is the roleplay I had with McDougan during that investigation is some of the funnest roleplay I've had on the server in a long time. And I don't think that should be understated. And I talked to them later. Talked to McDougan later. And she said she hated it. Right? And I want to actually look back at our DMs and see if she said that she ended up liking it after or whatever. But I think that means there's a clear disconnect in the kind of roleplay that I want to do and the kind of roleplay and how that affects someone else. Let me just check. I'm not going to leak anything, but I just want to see if they were feeling good about it after. Let me see. Like, I was having an active conversation with them over Discord, and nothing really stood out to me that they were upset, right? Other than the obvious, like, the obvious stuff that happens when you get fired, where you feel a little bit bad and whatever, but, like, it's not something that, at least I hope not, that they're, like, still upset about, you know? Like I know, okay, there's the thing. That's what they said. So it said, she said it was way too stressful. I did have fun though. Like that was our check-in to make sure everyone's still okay. And that was before they were fired. That was just the investigation itself. Okay. And mind you, in the case of McDougan's a little bit different because they were going to resign anyway. But yeah. 221 on duty in service. Now I'm on duty. Right. Oh man. Yeah, I might write a document on how I punish myself, which sounds a little. I think the word is masochistic. But I might write a document on how that happens, just off of fairness for myself. Like what criteria needs to be met to where it's more fair. For me, at least, it feels more fair. Even though no one else is going to do it. Did they make this an interior again? I don't remember. Whoops. You didn't see that? That local just said, yes I did! That would have been so fucking great. Hello. Wait, mandatory coat check? Wait, what do you mean coat check? We are not okay, well why are you making me mandatorily fucking check my coat then? Bitch. So yeah, it was just Bahama Mamas. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, doesn't work. Oh no. I don't know how new this interior is. I feel like I've been seeing this a long time. So maybe it's bugged for me. I don't know. Cool interior. But you know, just running through all those chairs. Those blue doors are old school though. Had those Mission LIVEPD. Second. Okay.
No way! 不可相信 Christ!
Don't ride my ass, guy.
How are you?
Okay. There wasn't much happening. I don't know what the fuck happened. Are we good? Everyone's gone. What happened? Okay. Well, I don't think I can get another 30 minutes, but the first hour and 20 minutes were fun. I think I'll start a case on the document that I was sent. I don't even know if I want to even touch what the fuck's going on with Tebow, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that just seems, even though it's in my bailiwick, it just, you know, it seems a little weird. I think Briggs should handle it, if I'm honest. Like, I just handled a big scene, maybe she should handle it. And if she needs help, she can contact me directly. But yeah, guys, oh, I just did the thing. I'm just gonna call it here. I'm just gonna call it here. I really want to have some time to digest this new, not policy, but this new thing that's gonna be weird for me to get used to. As someone who has been told many times that I rule with an iron fist. There's a reason I do that. It's just, you know, it's not because I want everybody to fail or whatever. I'm sorry, Adam, I'm about to leave. But it's just like, consequences are good for your character development in my mind. But yeah, that's it. Adam, I don't know if you saw anything that was said in chat. I don't know if you've seen anything about that. I'm sure you'll have a good read. But until next time, guys, if you want to see what happened, watch the VOD. I'll be here tomorrow, for sure. It might be a little bit earlier, might be a little bit later. But yeah, have a good one. I'm sorry, Adam, but I'm very bored, and I need to digest this big fucking change that just happened. See you later, Dustin. And my name is Jeremy. Crane is a character.